Hello students, we have already started with chapter number 6, that is substances in daily use. Now a little part is remaining that we are going to study today. So let us continue. We are going to study production of substances. Now we will see about rubber. Rubber is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of trees. This sap is called latex. Rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. You can see here on the screen. Now what is meant by vulcanization of rubber? That we are going to see. Now what happens in this process? In this process, rubber is heated. With what? With sulfur for 3 to 4 hours. This is done to give hardness to the rubber. Then after that, sulfur is mixed in it. The proportion of sulfur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. Erasers, rubber balls, rubber toys all have varying proportions of sulfur in them. In rubber bands, the proportion of sulfur is very small. Students, you can see here the slide about manufacturing paper. Here you can see the process of how the paper is produced. Paper is the substance or material formed due to the intertwining of the cellulose fibers in grass, wood, rags, or waste paper. Thus, paper is a kind of network of cellulose fibers. Now we will see how paper is made. Now you can see the trees over here. We use these trees. Coniferous trees like pine are used to make paper. The bark of the logs of these trees is first removed and the wood is broken into small pieces. The mixture of these pieces and some chemicals is kept soaking for a long time. It helps to form pulp. When the chemical process is completed, the fibrous substances from wood pulp are separated and some dyes are added to it. The pulp is then passed through rollers, dried to form paper, and finally wound on reels. Paper and wood are closely related. To save trees, it is necessary to use paper sparingly. Now students, always remember, do not tear up blank pages of a notebook. Many of you do like that, so don't do. Do not throw away old notebooks with blank pages. The blank sides of advertising pamphlets, inner side of postal envelopes, the blank sides of calendars, pages, and other such writable surfaces can be used to make notes, lists, to cover books, etc. So do not throw away or burn up such paper until it has been fully utilized like this. Whenever possible, try to use a pencil and slate. Cooperate with people who collect paper from garbage or buy scrap paper. These people help in the proper reuse of resources. So always remember these things. Now let us study synthetic fibers or threads. From the time it was first thought that artificial yarn could be produced to meet the clothing needs of an increasing population, much research and progress has taken place in this field. Innumerable kinds of synthetic or artificial threads are now available. Nylon, Dacron, Terylene, Terine, polyester, rayon are the names of various synthetic threads. Almost all the articles made from natural fibers in the olden days can now be made from synthetic threads. Nylon, rayon, terylene, acrylic are all synthetic threads, and many articles in our daily use are made from them. So just we will study one by one. Nylon. These threads were invented at the same time in New York and London. Therefore, the initials NY of New York and LON from London were combined to name them nylon. So interesting, students, isn't it? Nylon threads have a shine and are strong, transparent and water resistant. They are used to manufacture clothes, fishing nets, ropes, etc. Now let us study about rayon. Cotton and wood pulp is dissolved in a chemical called sodium hydroxide to make a solution. Threads are obtained from this solution with the help of machines. As these threads have shine and strength, they are said to be synthetic silk. They appeared to be shining bright like the sun's rays. Hence they are named rayon. So this was about rayon. Now let us study about dacron, terylene and terine. Various hydrocarbons obtained from mineral oils are used to make polymer chains. A solution of such a polymer is pressed through a strainer with fine holes. The fibers formed after cooling are long and unbroken threads. These threads are twisted to obtain yarn. Different types of chemicals are used to make threads of various properties. These different threads have been named variously as dacron, terylene, terine, etc. Now children, you can see here a few new words, those we are going to see. Hydrocarbons means substances obtained from mineral oil. Those are called as hydrocarbons. Now what are polymer chains? Long continuous chains formed by small interlinked chemical units. These are polymer chains. Now we are going to see the advantages and shortcomings of synthetic fiber. Now you can see on the slide here, advantages is given and shortcomings. So under the heading advantages, these fibers can be manufactured on a mass scale. Okay. Now shortcomings. They are water repellent, hence do not absorb sweat from the skin. Advantages: they cost less. So just we will see the advantages, then it will be easy for you all. Then we will go to shortcomings of synthetic fiber. So one point we have seen. The second, they cost less. They are strong and durable. They can be used for a long time. Then they are water repellent, hence do not rot or get wet. They dry easily. They are lightweight and comfortable to wear. As they have a shine, they enhance the appearance of the wearer. Clothes made from these threads are wrinkle free and scratch free. These are the advantages of synthetic fiber. Now the shortcomings we are going to see. Already one we have seen. The second, continuous use of clothes made from these threads keep the skin moist, which may cause skin diseases. Then synthetic clothes are uncomfortable to wear, especially in summer. Synthetic fabric catches fire easily, and if they catch fire, the cloth sticks to the skin and causes serious injuries. These fibers are not decomposed by microorganisms. These are the shortcomings of synthetic fiber. Now students, always remember this. Save trees to save nature. Save paper to save trees. Use paper properly and economically. Make full use of it and recycle the used paper. Although there are some disadvantages in using synthetic fibers, they can be useful if they are used in the proper way. They reduce the load on the use of natural resources. You have to always remember this. Now let us see what we have learned from this lesson. We use two types of materials, natural and man-made. Natural materials may be biotic or abiotic. Biotic materials are either of plant origin or animal origin. Then what we have learned? Again, rubber, paper and synthetic fibers are important man-made materials in our daily use. Then again, man-made materials are obtained by using certain processes that we have seen in this lesson. With this, we come to an end of this lesson. Goodbye, students.